this lesson, this lesson should have been given on the 1st of December. But we had those 3 weeks of this, so it went 2 weeks late. So the thing what I do is, we have this class on the 1st of December, and then we have 30 days of practice. So on the last day of the year, December 30th, 31st, what I suggest to the students is to go to some high building early in the morning and be with the sun when it is rising, or be there and just experience that, and at the same time to do the practice that I'm going to give you today. Today I'm going to give you 2 practices. One is a practice that you're going to do for 30 days. Again, it is a suggestion, it is no force. If your heart tells you to do it, do it. So, here we go. Sit down wherever you are and ask yourself this question. Who have I put in a box and locked away? This you're going to think of it for 30 days. I did this exercise for more than a year. And so, who have I put in a box and locked away and forgotten about it? And thrown the key away, and the key is lost, and you have forgotten that you have locked someone in a room and gone away. Who is that you have locked in a box? And give yourself permission. Tell the Holy Spirit, God, or Yahweh, or Jesus, or anyone, whenever you wish to, reveal to me the person I put in a box. And be sincere with that prayer if you want to do it. So it is such a freeing prayer. Reveal to me whom I have put in a box, locked away, and forgotten where the key is. So, what is the meaning of this? Whom have I judged? It may be even a race of people. Oh my gosh, the Jews, they're terrible. So you put them in a box, locked it, and say, they're there, and you're not going to take them out from that box. Some of us may have certain things like, okay, the jihadists, the Muslims are terrible. So you put them in a box and you keep them there, and you forgot the key. Who are these on the macro level? Which are the nations that you have said, you can say, okay, these Filipinos are terrible, or these Indians are terrible, or the Quakers are terrible, or the Catholics are, I do not know. Find out that. What prejudices have you locked and kept it and forgotten about it, and ask God to bring it up for you, because the more people you take out from the box and release them, the more you're releasing yourself. I took 3 or 4 years. I did not do it constantly, but I gave the God permission, or the Holy Spirit permission, to bring it to my mind. And it came, first in the beginning it came. Then it stopped. Then after 1 month I got suddenly, oh my gosh, this one is in a box. Yeah. Then I remember one sudden thing it came, when I was in the 7th grade, that boy or someone whom I had put in a box, it was 7th grade, 65 years ago. So, and he was still in a box. I released him in the box. Somebody who had hurt me, and I said, this type of person I will never come that, put in a box, put in a box, put in a box. And as they were released from the box, I felt a deep sense of compassion. What an idiot I am for having put them in a box. And they were in a box. That box then after some time became a reality to me. I am the guy who's put them in a box because they said that, or because they behaved like that, or because. Whom have I judged and put in a box? When you put person in a box, what you do? When you put person in a box, so this is the box. You have spiritually put this person in a cage from which they cannot escape. Hi, welcome. Now, when you realize that you have put these people in a prison, that you have, and which proudly you have become the warden of that prison, not knowing whom you have put inside the prison. It is something, in the first time it becomes so devastating that you feel, I am that, yeah, 100 people, 200 people, whole nations, whole religious communities, whole lesbians, this thing, that thing, I put them all in a box. Who the bloody hell am I to put them in a box? Who am I to put them in a box? Who am I? Because when you put people in a box, what you are saying? You're condemning them. They can't change. They will never change. They'll always be the same. Therefore, I'm justified in putting them in a box and sealing them up. You have decided that they cannot change. You have decided that there is no, in short, there is no redemption for them. Who are you? Who am I to proclaim that there is no redemption for a certain class of people, for a certain person, for certain people, for certain. We have become, and that, my dear friend, is to be able to humbly touch the brutal evil that is there in us. Learn to touch it. This is the evil that is there in me. Putting people in a box and keeping them there. Sit down with this and for 5 or 10 minutes every day with deep relaxation so that you can release people you have knowingly or unknowingly condemned to life sentenced in prison. Only you have the key to put, because you have put them in a prison, only you can take them out. So, are you going to do that for the next 30 days? Minimum 30 days, but I told you for me it took 2 or 3 years. But I didn't do it every day. I did it for 30 days and then after some time somebody else came. Oh my, after 1 month, after another 15 days somebody else came, another 14 days. So you just open till finally you can breathe so well that there is nobody in the cage anymore. At that moment, you celebrate the freedom of all those people, and in celebrating their freedom, That means after 30 days on the 1st of January, you also celebrate your own powerful redemption, that you have redeemed them. So, one thing we can say, that we did all this by our ego. And what is the meaning of the ego? To do anything that we do with the ego is when we are asleep. So now you are going to awaken yourself and go with your spirit. So you are out from here and in from here, and this spirit is going to open the imprisonment that your ego had put it. So one thing is therefore positive, that you can always say, I did it when I was asleep, but now I am awake. And that is a proof that you are awake, because when you are awake, you will find out all the prisons. Otherwise, when you are asleep, so when you are asleep, you will know, I'm not remembering anyone. That means my ego is active. And I'm remembering more people. It is coming to my mind. That means the spirit in you is breathing up and down. And in this, my dear friend, in this being awake and taking out people from the box that you have put them in, destroying that box. What is the meaning of destroying that box? Destroying that box means to destroy once and for all your propensity to judge. Because these people were all judged. And once you destroy this to judge, then there will be another emotion that will take the place of this judgment groove that we are in. And the emotion that will take place will be compassion, which in practice is forgiveness.
That counted, Father, when we had a fight with my friends on 6th grader, when we were 6th grade, and I told them I'm not going to talk to them ever again, and I don't really want to talk to them. I seen them in Facebook, and I look and I said,
yeah, so you have locked them.
So it's probably, that's what it is.
Yes, we have locked them, yeah. We have locked them.
That was a long time ago, but I still,
yeah, I told you.
I think the pride.
No, it is the fear. No, I'm right. I'm right, they deserve it. They are bad. It's the judgment that is still carrying on. You see the face on Facebook or you see something, not
And that was when we were 6th graders. Still.
So it is again, every time you are reliving the condemnation that you have done once. And again you're condemning them. And again you're condemning them. And again you're condemning them. So now you withdraw that because you're doing it in your sleep. You awake and say, now I'm awake. And I look at them as children of God. I look at them, and I forgive them. Okay. I may not go and hug them and kiss them and send them Christmas gifts, but I'm out. I release them from the prison. Now let them do what they want. I'm not taking the responsibility that I had taken of putting them in a box. No. Everybody out of the box. Everywhere.
It's almost like, I keep feeling like when you release people from the box, you're really releasing yourself.
100%, yeah. The more people you release from the box, the more... See, if there are 100 prisoners, okay, and the warden has the key, he has 100 keys. Every time he releases one, one more key is out. One more key is out. Finally, he's so light. He's got no keys to carry. All the things are empty. He says, "Let me go and meet my wife and children." Bye. All this. So when you release the people that you have put into a box through judgment, then you yourself become free. Because to keep them in a box, you have to take care of the box. You have to see that they are in the box.
It keeps you there. It keeps you in the box.
Yeah, you have to keep them in the box. So your whole time, I'll keep them in the box. I'll keep my brother in the box. I'll keep my sister in the box. I'll keep everybody in the box. I'm good. I can keep everybody in the box. Mess. And so many of us are carrying, and that is what Jesus said. You know what he said? Come to me, all you labor and are burdened. The burden of carrying the keys of those people you have put in a box. And what does he say? Learn from me, for I am meek and humble of heart, and you will find rest for your souls. The burden that we carry is the burden of our own ego and the sleep of the ego and the judgment, condemnation, fear to forgive. That is why you're not forgiving. Yeah, you're afraid to forgive. If I forgive, no, they don't deserve forgiveness. So what you're saying, and I don't deserve to be free of these people. I'm going to keep them in my... Let them go. Let them go. Do unto others as you want others to do to you. Would you like somebody to put you in a box and keep you there forever? Do unto others as you would like. Would you like God to put you in a box and say there's no forgiveness for you? No. So we have to not only see this, we have to see all the Osama bin Laden, the jihadists, the Jews who are the Hindus, the Muslims, the Ukrainians. All these people are there put in a box. The Democrats have put the Republicans in a box. The Republicans have put the Democrats. So half the country has put the other half of the country in a box. Imagine if all this be released to everyone, and whole country has a big bonfire, Guy Fawkes Day, and takes all the boxes and burns them and say, here we are naked and alone. We are going to enjoy life. No more boxes. Oh. Don't be afraid, my dear sister, to get rid of the box. Don't. So every time you feel that you cannot forgive someone, you tell yourself, why am I afraid of forgiving these people? Let it go. Another aspect of putting people in a box. I'm taking a lot of things from you. You're making me think. So, why do you put people in a box? Why? Because you love to be they did that to me. I never forgive them. She did that to me when 17 years ago. Until now it is alive still in me. Did it. So you love to play the victim game. You love to play the game of I am hurt. Forever I'm hurt. Rather than take that hurt and say this is sent to me as a lesson to be learned. I learned the lesson, but it was through that person that this lesson came. Forgive the person. See the lesson that has come. And then you know, oh my gosh, I'm not a forgiving type of person. That's what she told me. So if you learn that, another reason why we put people in a box is because We love to play the, I'm good, he's doing that to me. I'm very good, he's bad. I'm very good, she said that to me 27 years ago. So I'll keep her in a box because I love to still be a victim of something somebody did 25 years ago. It's up to you. So this is the difference between creating your own hell or your own heaven. You can create it. And that's my standard philosophy of thought. God doesn't put anyone in hell. He doesn't need to, because we are doing it ourselves. God has not created a hell. He says, okay, you're creating your own hell. I will not stop you. You're creating your own heaven. Good, I will help you. So create your own hell or own heaven. Nobody is going to come in your way because you are a supreme person. Every time you place someone in a box, what you are doing, you're placing that person within the limits of the box. So there's no room for that person to change, no room to expand, no room for everything. And in putting limits to the other person whom you have put in the box, you have also put limits on yourself, because you have to spend time and see that they are there. Whereas if you release them, you are free.
It's exhausting.
Hmm?
It's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
It really is. Yes.
Really exhausting, really. And because we are fast asleep, we don't feel it exhausting, but as you become more and more spiritual minded, you feel the exhaustion creeping on you. You don't need to do it. Okay. So abide with this question. The question is, I do not know whom I have put in a box. I do not know. Oh God, help me to find that out. And as time goes, they will come to you. Welcome them, look at them, thank them, and say, bye. But you're welcome to be with me as long as you want. Some remain. So there was a person or 3 or 4 persons whom I had in my exercise when I was doing it myself. They remained for a week. Just like that, I could feel the presence. I could feel they're close to me and all. I said, anything more? No, nothing more. But okay, then let us be together. So they remain as long as they want, as long as they feel. I think they want to feel whether you're sincere or not. And this person are alive somewhere in the world. They are there, but there is that interaction that is going on, where 2 souls can meet across any boundaries. There are no boundaries for us. So take time, therefore, for the next 30 days, beginning tomorrow. 30 days you're going to do that. And try to do it not mentally. Try to do it, let me see, with your whole person. So bring that person in front of your eyes. See if you can hear the voice of that person. See if you can see what clothes they have been wearing. Is it the same clothes that you have locked them inside, or have they changed their clothes? See the mannerism they have. See what is your interaction with them. Are you afraid? Are you ashamed? Are you, or are you just there? Just be there, and don't worry yourself too much. bring your heart into this encounter. Let it not be only a mental episode. With the mind, you bring your heart into it. And bring your heart into it and listen to the heart more than to the mind. And ask your heart, what do you want to do? What shall we do? What shall we do? And your heart will give you the answer. This is what you're going to do. This is what, this is what, this is what. Then you will get certain words which you will speak to that person. You will get certain emotions with which you will look at this person through this emotion. And as these two parts of your personality, your mind, which you have said, I want this person to be put out of the box, and the person comes to you, and the heart goes, and then you get a sensation in the body that everything is okay. So here you have mind, body and emotions all working together. And this, my dear friend, is what I call the height of prayer. Because now you're not praying only with the mind, you're praying with your full being, mind, heart and body. So mind is thoughts and words, those have to stop. The heart has to take over and go in silence and get into the emotional level. Then the body begins to feel nice and comfortable and warm and fuzzy and and innocent and very happy. You get that inside thing that makes you feel good. So, and if you do it very nicely and beautifully, you know what? You'll say, who wants sex now? I'm out of that racket. It's true, because it is so powerful, this kind of thing. I don't want sex, nothing. This is enough for me. The high that you get from here is enough to fulfill all other things. It's beautiful. I cannot tell you. You have to experience it for yourself, but it is there. So take some time for the next 30 days. Bring the images, the faces whom you have judged you. So, you know, mother, father, brother, daughter, I get it. I have placed you in a box and I have thrown away the key. You are stuck. So I have said, and now I release you that I might be released. This is what you are going to say. Okay, whoever, your mother, your father, anyone come, my friend, I get it. I have placed you in a box and thrown away the key. You are stuck. So I have said, but now I release you that I may be released. So next, that comes to the face that comes in front of you. You had put this one in a box because you judged, and you judged because of your ego. Now you release this person because you withdraw judgment. And when you withdraw judgment from this person, what happens to this person? I withdraw judgment. Suppose I am judging her as an evil person. So when I withdraw the judgment that she is not an evil person, what happens to her in my sight? She becomes innocent once again, not one to be charged with murder. She becomes innocent. And you know what? She returns the gift of innocence to me. What a beautiful thing it is. I release her to get out from the burden of my life, and in freeing her, I become innocent. So it's a mutual exchange of gifts. So this Christmas, Enjoy giving the mutual exchange of gifts. Take the person out from the box, and the person out, and as you take it out, you're taking out judgment, and you're looking at that person as innocent once again. So what? And as you look at that person as innocent once again, that innocence then bounces back to you with full force. And the encounter ends with both of you saying thank you. Beautiful. She or she says thank you to you, you say thank you to him. In one of my classes, one lady, she had a hard time in forgiving Hitler. How can I forgive him? Well, you don't know what he did. I don't. You're telling me to forgive Hitler? I cannot do it. I cannot do it. She had a hard time. It took a long time to release Hitler from the box. That was the end of it. By putting him in a box, you're imprisoning yourself. Let Hitler go free. You're much more worthy of God's love than you putting someone in a box. Nobody made you the warden of anybody else. So, you will complete this course, therefore, or this first session or first, what is this called? So we are in part one of our spirituality course. You will complete with taking everyone from the box, which means you will try your best to eradicate judgment from your life. Otherwise the whole year is wasted. Try to return people to their innocence, and you become innocent yourself, so that we can go to the next part 2, part 3, or whatever it is, advanced course. Otherwise, if this is there, then the other courses will be putting garbage on top of garbage. Nothing will produce results. Part 1, therefore, another thing you have to, because of this box, you have to give up enjoying the status of being a victim. As you do this for the next 30 days, and give release, appreciate more and more that every man, woman and child on a deeper level is perfectly innocent. Everyone has done things that you have also done when you were asleep. And this is what Christ said, forgive and you will be forgiven. If you don't forgive, you will not be forgiven. Because of that, you are putting yourself in a box. So you will not complete this course or this first batch until you have done these 3 things. The box, judgment, innocence, victim status, and making that other person, and getting innocence yourself. So this will now, as you keep on releasing people of the past, you will also begin to effect it in your day. So you come to the end of the day, just run through, whom have I judged today? Much more, whom have I gossiped about? many people gossip is a pastime.
Yeah, in the break room.
Yeah. So, you know,
Bunch of us.
so what I call gossip, I'll do it dramatically, is 4 or 5 people sitting at the table, taking out the knives and the fork. And so Mrs. Jones is there, Mr. Adam is there, then Jack is here, Phyllis is here, Evelyn is there. So there are 8 people here. And they are saying, you know what Anna did? Well, they're sharpening their knives. What did Anna do? My gosh, you do not know, she's a terrible woman. So everyone, 8 of them, they gather together and they bring Anna on the table. They're all looking at Anna. There's a juicy gossip. What else? You do not know what she did last week. Yeah, I saw her going with another man. She's already married twice and now she's got another man. Yeah, how can she do that? She is a terrible witch, you know. And so what they are doing is, they're stabbing that and licking the blood. Gossip is to stab a person spiritually and lick the blood of that. And everybody is enjoying the blood. Yeah, very nice. That is gossip. And I'll take it further. Further I'll take it. Gossip means this person is the sister of Christ. And you're offering mass by destroying her body, eating her flesh and drinking her blood. That is the height of gossip. Leave them alone. Whenever there's a gossip going on, leave that party alone. You don't take part in that, what is it called? The satanic mass. Don't take part in the satanic ritual that is going on there. Gossip spreads its vibration throughout. And because of the gossip that we have in every office, in every flow, in every family, because of the gossip that we have, nations are being destroyed. Because nothing remains inside. So we are playing a part in the destruction of the world when we gossip. So at least we remove our part from the destruction of the world, and we can be innocent about it. I remove my part. I'm not going to gossip. I'm taking everybody out from the box that I have put, and I'm not, for the rest of my life, I'm not going to put anyone in a box. Sorry for being so dramatic, but for me it's a tough thing to understand, because we take it so lightly, and yet it's a rampant thing in our life. I don't stand for it, and I also gossip like mad, and sometimes even now I do it. So there we are. Don't be thinking that I don't do it. I also am the same boat. Only thing now, I'm aware that I'm doing it. So let's go to the next one. Okay. So here you have. So one of the past lessons I taught you that you are a creator. You are a creator. Why? Because your Father is a creator. God is a creator of all things. He is the source of all things. So you are a creator. So if you are a creator, you cannot be a victim at the same time. So the more you give up your victim status, the more force or energy of creation comes in you. You begin to create, and not to create that, you begin to create joy, you begin to create happiness, you begin to create hospitality, you begin to create generosity, you begin to create so many things, so many things. I am amazed. Somebody sent a email to so many of the people in the parish. Father Nelson is always hungry, send him some food. And now, so much food is coming. She sent some food. Wow, somebody else sent some food. Everybody's sending food. My gosh, so can you see that? If you create, so they are sending, but who created that mindset that Father Nelson needs food? Alison created it. So she created it. So can you see, when we give up the victim status, the creativity, the creator in us takes over. So, and this kind of creation, it comes forth from anywhere. You do not know how God wants to create beauty, abundance, joy for you. All you have to do is take people out from the box, the magic box that you have there, and therefore you then become no longer a victim. You start to automatically create. So every 3 days, I'm automatically creating my food. It comes in a box. It comes in a box outside my door. I have to go out at 7 o'clock, open the door. There it is. Free food. But it's a very spiritual experience to get these things. And I think there are people who have signed up till the end of January. So I'm safe. I'm safe till January. And so one family came and asked me, "But I have to wait till February to give you food." That is life. So you want to be a victim or you want to be a creator? So the universe or God supplies your every need once you have taken people out from the box, once you are innocent, once you don't gossip, and you hate to put anybody on the table and bang them and no. So this is all caused because we I told you the greatest sin that we have is to believe that I am separate from Him, and the greatest sin that we have is to believe that I am separate from God. Sometimes I feel amazed because we have confession in the Catholic Church. So come and say, "Father, actually I have no sins. I don't know what to say." I said, "I'll help you. Sit down here." Said, "Do you think that you're close to God or far away?" "No, I'm far away." I said, "That's a sin." "Why?" "Because it's not true. It's not true that I'm far away." "No, the Father and you are one. So why don't you say, I made a big sin by thinking I'm separate from God." I never thought of it that way. I said, if you go for every car, I said, I am for the last 40 years, I am only this is my greatest sin, that I still cannot accept that I am fused with the Father. The Father and God and me are together. I have still not accepted that. So I go for confession and say, I still can't accept that wonderful thing that the Father and I are one. I still can't accept. I believe it here, somewhat here, but nothing happens in the body. So that is sin. Putting anybody in a box. Sin, yeah, but I have not done it now. I did it 10 years ago. But have you released them? Do I have to release them? So you don't want to release them? No. Therefore you are a sinner. You have to release them. You have to. So, we have this dream or the sin of believing that we are separate from each other and separate from God. How can you therefore have rest for your souls when you believe that you are separate from them? So, all the things happen in this world because you believe you are separate. Once you believe that you are one, then you will love one another as I have loved you. Then you love everyone because they are not separate from you, they are not divided from you, they are not in a box, they are not anywhere, they are just part of you. Nobody is not a part of you. And because you are a creator, this has got both up and down. Take responsibility for everything that happens in your life. Everything. Don't tell yourself, I'm unlucky. Don't tell yourself, why does God do these things to me? You are a co-creator of your own life. But your ego hates to accept responsibility. No, he's the cause. The God is a terrible chap. I don't know why he did it. He's always in the wrong. He did it. God did it. Therefore, I'm going to pray, I'm going to light candles, I'm going to say 26 rosary. Come on, God, come on, God, come on. You're not listening to me. I leave the church and go. I don't want to come to church anymore. The end of story, because you're not listening to me. So, you have to accept the fact that you're the cause and not the effect of anything. You're the cause. I am cause. So we all live in a world and each of our world is totally and radically different from each other. The world in which you live is not the world in which she lives. And the world in which she lives is not the world in which he lives. So let's try to understand that. The world that we are in is made up of the body in which you are. So let's start. The world in which I am is made up of the body in which I am. The toes and the nails and the knees and the calves and the this and the that and the pancreas and the blood cells and the heart and the body. This is my world in which I am. And then I look out, and then the world in which I am is made up of the people around me. Only the people around me. Now you are my world now. There's no outside world. Now which is my world? This TV, this board, this. So I make this world in which I am now in time because I wish to be here. I came here, I am the cause of me being here. You're the cause of you being here. So if you're the cause, you're not the effect of anything. You came here because you wanted to be here and you're the cause. Why did you come here? I wish to come here. So if you wish to come here, now you can be the cause of experiencing happiness and joy throughout this 1 hour. Because this is your world, this is your universe in which. Then you will walk out, you will go on the corridor, you will go on the sidewalk, that is your world. You sit in your car, that is your world. You'll go in your room, put on the switch, and that is your world. Wherever you go at that moment, that is your world. Not Japan, not some climate change in the Arctic Ocean, not to save some bears that are dying somewhere along. Make your world a beautiful place, a loving place, a place of forgiveness, joy, nobody in the box, innocence. And that will save the rest of the world that wants climate change but does not want to forgive each other. That's where we go out of the world. This is your world. There's no, God has put me in this world, Croton and Hudson. That's it. With the people He designed for me to see, for me to be with. And you designed to be here. So we are all in that. Let us therefore really believe that I am the cause and I make my universe moment by moment by moment. Are you therefore going to take responsibility for this? So if your world is caused by you, and if you believe that the world is caused by you, and you go in this world with your mind fused with your heart and with your body, and make all of this one, what I said is the heart of prayer, then you'll say to that mountain, move, and it will move. So you're the cause. You have accepted being the cause. You will tell someone, okay, I have no food tonight. Okay, you know what? You will see food on your table tomorrow. And because you believe that your word and your heart and your body are there in a constant source giving life, things begin to manifest out of the blue. That is called a prayer of manifestation. So, for example, Jesus looked at that Lazarus or somebody who was dead, but he did not see death. He saw him with his mind and with his heart and with his body as totally alive, and Lazarus manifested himself as alive. So we can also do the same thing. We can work the miracles of manifestation with our whole being, but our whole being should be in it. There is no, most of us, we pray only with our mind. We don't even pray with the mind and heart, or be in the mind and heart. And this is what Jesus says, pray always. Pray always, that means be present with your mind and with your heart and with your body every moment. Every moment. Make every moment a concentrated prayer. A concentrated awareness that you are the cause. A concentrated awareness that I am not a victim, I am not, and whatever happens during that time, it is not happening because it is happening because somebody else is doing it. It is happening because somewhere along the line you desired it to happen. Play the card of being a master of all that is happening around you by saying, I asked for it somewhere and I forgot that I had asked for it. But I asked for it. How? Because I am the Son of God. I am the Christ in this world. And the Christ in me has asked for it. Okay, see you next week.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, Father.
I forgot to ask you all, any questions?